1, 2. We are back. Me and Cutmaster Cool V. V, what's good, baby?
It's all good, Kraze. It's
right,
all good.
Right.
The truth will be told.
Right.
And I'm not the only one telling it. It's a whole bunch of truth that's going to get told in 2019. But we right here at the end of 2018.
Right.
And I want everybody to go out and get my book, The Symphony. It's at djcoolv.com. It's positive inspiration. It's a bestseller. Just go ahead. It's selling out there, y'all. But I need people that respect the golden era.
Right.
Just give it a chance. Read it. You'll see where I'm going with it.
Right.
It's all positive, nothing negative in here.
And I read it myself, and it's a lot of great stories. And we're gonna get into them some of them stories today.
Yes, sir.
But what I wanted them to know was, me and you decided after the interview that we released to work on a series.
Yes, we're gonna do the series.
Right.
But before we get to that, go get
the Cutmaster DJ Cool V.
Never Sleeps. It's titled after the Biz Markie album, the Diabolical Biz Markie.
Right.
Never Sleeps. It's the story behind the making of the album. It's a instant classic. Go out there and get it, y'all. If you support, I love the support that I'm getting on this book right now. Kraze is supporting the book.
Definitely.
All the listeners, all the viewers, I love all the support that I'm getting. Go out and get this at djcoolv.com. It's worth
another
it,
great read.
It's worth it.
That's a new one that I'm gonna dig into. So
yes.
I'll let y'all know how that is. Matter of fact,
all true stories.
I'm gonna do a book review on the book, y'all, and give y'all my how many records I give them. What is it? How many records we doing? Out of 5, the best out of 5, V?
We can do whatever.
Okay, okay. That's our rating system.
It's going whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to just get all of this out in the air once and for all. I've never talked on a lot of interviews.
Right.
It ain't that many online about me. Kraze and a lot of other people have saw interest in what I'm doing.
Right.
And I appreciate it, you know, because it's hard out here trying to push positivity.
Right.
If I could get negative.
And the truth.
And the truth. But that's positive. The truth is always positive.
Right.
You know, you can't look at the truth in a negative way. And if you see somebody looking at the truth in a negative way, then you can see what kind of energy they presenting. Because
right.
a lot of people got mad at me. Not a lot, a few.
Right.
For telling the truth.
Oh, you mean when we did the interview?
Yeah, when we did the interview.
Okay, well, since you opened that door,
yeah,
let's get into it. So, what was some of the response that you got from the interview that we did? Was it positive?
No, for the most part,
right.
Way positive.
Right.
Way positive. I mean, I appreciate the negative responses and the positive responses. It ain't all about me out here.
Right.
But everybody sees different things in different ways. A lot of people were saying, well, why am I talking about it now, 30 years later?
Right. Let's answer some of those questions before we get in it. So, yeah somebody said,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about it 30 years later because I have a platform to speak about it on. Nobody ever calls me about interviews to speak about anything. And the way I came up is we don't really talk about what we do. We just do it.
Right.
And I thought that everybody was on the same page that I was doing it with.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see their interviews, because people do call them for interviews too, they toot their own horn and they never say we did. They say I did.
Right.
And it's all about I. I've never been about I. I've always supported my crew, my team, and everybody around me. And anybody that tells you different than that, check their makeup.
Right.
Because I don't go against the team or the family.
Right. So one of the things we did is we did your interview. Yeah. And in the midst of me putting out your interview, a Marley Marl interview came out.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
But we actually did your interview maybe a week before.
We did, yeah.
I just didn't get it out.
You called me and said, yo, did you see Marley interview? I said, no, I didn't see it. He said, yo, most of the stuff we was talking about, right. He was talking about in another way.
Right. And so what's did you get a chance to see it?
I saw Marley's interview.
Okay, and what was your thoughts on what he was saying? How accurate or how off was it in your opinion?
It was a lot of I.
Right.
And that's, you know, I'm not going to be negative about him or
right.
anything that he's pushing, but the facts will always remain that we did a lot of that work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Including him.
Right.
But for him to sit there and say, you know what I mean, our careers wouldn't be nothing, you know, like when we left him.
Right.
That's kind of crazy to say that.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, it's crazy to say that because I was the one that was being loyal to him and trying to do stuff. And that story is in the DJ Cool V Never Sleeps. Right. So you'll find that story, but I didn't even try. You'll see that I played it positive all the way out. Right now, I'm just telling the straight truth. Whatever anybody asks me, I'm just answering it, because everybody seems to think that it's some kind of pyramid that Marley sits on the top of, and we're just bricks at the bottom.
Right.
When I thought we were all a team and the Juice Crew All Stars, and we were all for each other, and that's the way I looked at it.
Right.
But
well, my question to you is, why? And this is what I did say. I don't think, you know, his narrative has always been that in interviews, so I don't think it's pretty much gonna change much. But it doesn't make it right.
Yeah, because if nobody else is talking and he says I, then his legacy is he did it all.
Right.
What's my legacy if I don't talk about the part that I did? And if you get mad at me for talking about the part that I did, then we have a problem. Because I'm only talking about what I did. I'm not talking about things I didn't do.
Right.
Things I didn't do, I didn't do. And we can get into whatever record anybody want to talk about. I'll tell them exactly what happened if I was there.
Right.
Some of the records I wasn't there.
Which records wasn't you there for?
On what?
On you tell me. I don't know what you wasn't there for.
That's what I'm saying. Like we did so many records together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I start going talking about
listen,
records,
you know the funny thing is people that's watching Kraze, you don't know what records to ask them. They be getting on me, boy.
This ain't the last time me and Kraze gonna get together. So when you get the list, you ask me what. That way we be real tight and precise on what we're talking about, and we'll be all over the place, and all over here and all over there. Because somebody had put a comment up on Facebook or whatever, and Marley had answered it.
What did they say?
They was like, I didn't know V had anything to do with the Jingling Baby remix.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I didn't have anything to do with the remix.
Right.
But the stuff that was used for the remix, I had something to do with it because I sampled it at Marley's house.
Right.
I laid that down for biz.
Right.
So I do have something to say about that.
Right.
Because that's what happened.
Right.
That's just my truth.
Cool.
Point blank.
Did Marley answer the questions for them?
No, he said cornball's trying to come up off him.
Oh.
And that bothered me a little bit because I've never been called that in my whole life. And I will...
Not the guy with all the rope chains on right there on the www.djcoolv.com.
I've been called a lot of things. I've been called country. I've been called a whole bunch of things that we sit around and laugh about. But I've never in my whole entire life been called a cornball. But now that, you know, the thing is offline, you know, needless to say, because I answered back to that.
Right.
You know, and I never knew that that's the way he felt. Because if that was the way I thought he felt a long time ago, a lot of things would have been different. Right. So I'm speaking the truth.
So what opened your eyes up to speaking out? Because I'm pretty sure people want to know, like, you know, they said it took a while and you said you had this loyalty. But is it really you watching these interviews with not just Marley? I'm pretty sure it's probably...
A lot of people, like, I'm seeing a whole era of people clamoring to get in front of cameras to shoot stories out there that got a lot of falsehood in them, or a lot of, you know, bravado. That it was way more love in the 80s, like that I thought. You know, I'm seeing people talk about people that I'm like, where did that come from? Like, I don't know. You know, and hey, I'm not gonna participate in that regardless. None of the negative talk or whatever the case may be. But I'm not gonna let nobody talk about me online. And me not address it. I've never been talked about because I handle my stuff the way I handle it in person. That's the way I came up. I don't know. If we men, let's talk like men. Don't talk to somebody else outside of us about what we need to talk about. Or get out in the open. That's not cool to me. That's why lately it's just been a revelation. You know, I'm down with the Hip Hop Hands Foundation. And we are about preserving hip hop history, but accurately though. And when you go around, you know, like my man Dutch goes around and he does research, like thorough research. Like, I thought I knew a lot of things because I know a lot of people and I've had interaction with these people. But when you see some of your heroes lie on camera and you know that's not the truth,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy, man. It's bothersome because my heroes are still my heroes, even though they lied. But I'm not gonna lie with you or lie for you. That's not the way we do this. You know what I'm saying? It's my recollection of events, the way they happen. If a person like the Furious Five, if they made super rap and that changed my life, that's never gonna change.
Right.
It changed my life. But I can't tell about their history. That's their history.
Right.
So if they say something on camera that's not true or that's true, I'm learning right now. I'm thinking I know a lot of things. I don't.
Right.
But like I said, my heroes are my heroes. I just see that these days and times things are not as accurate or as truthful as we would love them to be.
Unfortunately, that's the space we're in, and you gotta kind of
I can't
tell your side. Your side of the story now.
It's like you fighting to be believed. Like
right.
I've never had to do that, because if you talk to me about anything, I'm going to give it to you the best way I know how. That's the way I was taught. I don't know nothing else about that. And if I got a problem with somebody, I handle that with them. I don't go to their people and talk and this one and talk and now. That's corny to me. So when somebody calls me a cornball.
Yo, V, you cornball, man. 30
public,
years later, too.
30 plus. I got 30 plus in with these dudes, man.
Right.
You know, that come on, man. Rest in peace to Mr. Magic. He was the realest.
Right.
Because no matter what it was, he stood on what he said in your face. A lot of people ain't like that. We need more Mr. Magics. Rest in peace, Magic.
Yeah, we need a lot more Mr. Magics.
Yes, sir.